farm, like goats, chickens, hay, a pen, all those things in her apartment. She saw her world come crashing down after that.
So it's like I just moved and it's so stressful having to deal with like me trying to learn a new craft and also trying to set
craft. That's what we're saying. Streaming is a skill issue. Yes.
I want to be like on time for you guys. Usually,
lost the
I'm
plot.
not late or anything like that. It's like I just want to give you guys the best content that I can, so that we can like build as a community.
What community?
Yo.
See, you got my baby all upset. You said you was coming back. You said you was going to the store and you never came back.
Well, hold on. Too much is happening at once.
Son tonight.
You're not coming at no. See, you got my baby all upset. You said you was coming back. You said you was going to the store and you never came back.
3 days later.
And
wait,
so,
am I missing something?
It's just really fucked up because I actually really loved this space that I was in. And they didn't even give me a warning or nothing.
Jordan, they shouldn't give you a warning. With streaming becoming ever so popular,
Sure.
everybody is
And like, bro, I'm scared too, cause I be feeling like I'm loud. Well, I be loud, but like not really though. It's like I feel like it's a skill issue. Like I've learned over time to how to level my voice. Also like recording music, I feel like it's kind of nerving me too. But still though, like nigga, that's why I'm worried like too, cause like nigga, that's a problem for me too. Like I feel like if I'm too loud, then
wanting to get
niggas
their hands in the dirt and really dig deep and attempt to do some sort of streaming content. Now, no, that doesn't mean that they want to do some of the old world things like the Destinies or the Moist Criticals of the world used to do. They don't want to be the Ludwigs. They don't want to be the Miskips. They don't want to sit down at a desk, play a video game, and react to videos all the time. They want to be innovative. They want to be creative. And I commend them for that. But Jordan Lucas is an example for a lot of the creators out there.
Me too. See, I'm trying to take my time to try to build on something first and then then get creative, because it's like I don't want to not doing
when
anything.
you do
I'm not that
streaming
type of
and you transition to that IRL prank.
Like I feel like when I was younger, I was more prone to be able to do this, I guess. But even then, I wanted to do this a certain way, bro. Like no.
Fun streaming world, you have to be very, very careful. This is internet personality Jordan Lucas. She hails from the Deshae Frost camp. As far as I understand, that's his ex-girlfriend. And she has a pretty sizable following across all social media platforms. So naturally, seeing how everybody else at their mama is having fun streaming, she decided to stick her toe into the game. Now, she had been seeing a lot of success in the streaming game. On her first stream, she had hit her sub goals. She had a lot of guests and friends from her life like Cleo and Deshae pop up and pop out. She been making music, doing the normal streamer things. Now, with the normal streamer things, that does mean you have to up yourself, and that's where the farm got introduced into the situation. Now, as you can look and see in the background, she is at an apartment and it's clear as day. And when she bought those farm animals in there, I've been in a few apartments. I don't know how many farms you can have in an apartment, but she saw the ramifications and the backlash of having a farm, a literal farm, like goats, chickens, hay, a pen, all those things in her apartment. She saw her world come crashing down after that.
So it's like I just moved and it's so stressful having to deal with like me trying to learn a new craft and also trying to set.
Wait, learn a new craft? That's what we're saying? Streaming is a skill issue, yes. Okay, bro. I think we lost the plot.
And then also, I want to be like on time. I personally think we lost the plot. I'm not late or anything like that. It's like I just want to give you guys the best content that I can, so that we can like build as a community.
What community? It's like I feel like niggas want a community, but I feel like it's only now. I don't know. Niggas don't see me. I'm saying that because like AFM, for example, you'll see if you click on my shit, AFM. That's some shit I recently is in the making. It's low key been there, like for me to like do it, but it hasn't been on my mind. Just like she's like, I feel like niggas don't be doing this shit in the community. Like don't be thinking about the community for real. Like I feel like niggas start streaming on some selfish shit for real first, which shit, But my community since came from in the sense of pushing the narrative, like being an example to y'all. That's where my shit coming from. So even if I didn't think of how I was going to have a community like AFM and shit, that way I was always, bro, like the internet is a public, like it's like public knowledge almost to me. So like I always looked at it as a betterment or whatever. So I wanted to push that narrative within what I'm doing. You feel what I'm saying? Other niggas just want to just like what community, bro? And I don't. I'm shawty. I'm speaking ignorance, so I acknowledge that. But what community?
Together. I'm just like, I don't know if there's anything that I can do to combat it. Like, I'm pretty sure there has to be, like, 7 days is crazy. Like, it's Valentine's Day. Like, we have to, like, where's the love?
She got evicted with a 7-day notice. Full stop. She has to be out of her place in 7 days. Now, I know a lot of people aren't gonna like this. Maybe some people are, because as I read the comment section, they seem to be on my side, but the apartment has every right to break her lease and kick her out in that time frame. Now, I know it's fucked up and I know it's a quick turnaround, but ultimately, I'm almost 1,000%.
A farm though? Like, damn, no, okay, it's like that. I can't even argue that. I can't even see how that's like, you know.
Reading any contractual agreements that there was nothing that said that she could have brought in those types of animals. That's where, yeah, okay. I know for a fact this isn't something that she went ahead and cleared with her leasing office or the management company. Even if they said no, she would have at least been able to keep them in the loop so she doesn't get blindsided like this when things do happen. Or hell, even before she signed the lease off, she could have made it very clear and very known that, hey, I am a streamer. I am going to be doing different things in my apartment.
You know what? I appreciate this video. Oh my God. Oh my God, I appreciate this video. Shit. That just like for me, like that's like, this is why, like, you feel me?
But I am going to utilize my place in space as a content creation space. The thing about,
like, it just depends on how, like, consuming, like, of course you're not gonna remember shit. Of course you're not gonna learn shit. It's gonna just be the fourth. What was the fourth video? What was the fourth video you just scrolled from? You don't know, because why? It's like it's tailored to that short, like, unless you make it, no, unless you try to like habitually keep these things a part of you, like, you feel me? So
getting into an apartment is that it's very communal. The hallways are shared, the elevators are shared, the common rooms are shared, the walls are usually thin, the floor is usually somebody's ceiling. And I think a lot of people forget that. So no, that doesn't mean that you can do anything and everything just because it is your place in your space. And it definitely doesn't mean that you could, I don't know, bring Wilbur and whatever type of lambs and chickens and hogs and dogs and frogs and logs up into the place. It looks like she has an apartment on the top, but I'm already sure that you are stress testing these people with the noises that you're making, let alone bringing in any sort of foreign objects and different things like that.
Jordan gets evicted for having a farm in her high-rise apartment. Nah, girl, you knew dang well. Them folks, apartment folks, rental folks, whatever you want to call it, you know them folks don't play that stuff. They already be tripping about dogs and cats, and you gonna bring a farm up in that hole? So you mean to tell me you just bought Wilbur and friends in your apartment and was like, yeah, this finna be fire right here. Then paying the rent 3 months in advance, knowing you was finna do some crazy stuff. Like, y'all need to stop doing all this crazy stuff for social media.
Like, oh my, like, it's like, I don't know.
A whole farm, I can't believe.
It's like my crazy is still some shit that's like, or my attempt to be unique is still on some shit that's like, I wouldn't say realistic, or because, like, I mean, you gotta be delusional with this shit, but niggas take that shit too far. So it's like to the point where you gotta just find your own balance. So it's like, yeah, it's like you gotta have a balance with it, bro. It's like, nigga, come on.
Like, not a cat, not a dog, but a whole farm. Come on, my good. You knew better.
Sometimes streamers get a little bit entitled. They feel as if they spend money or they have some celebrity or some sort of fame or...
Oh, so they could just do shit. Because I feel that shit walking around, like knowing that I'm doing this shit or trying to do this. But it's not, honestly, it's not even, I've learned to the point where, like, now it's a sense of like, you know how people say, oh my gosh, why does this happen to just me? I may complain about saying shit like that. Or like when little shit happens, I'll probably express it. But I understand that it's like, niggas want this type of life, but like don't understand the, you feel me, the repercussions. And it's like, nigga, what are you complaining for? This is shit you asked for of course, the simple shit is going to be annoying to you if you're always looking ahead of, you feel me? And that was just where I'm coming from with like the small shit being annoying. But yeah.
Clout that means that whatever they do is justified because they paid for it, they bought it, and this is the way to grow. But honestly, that's not the case all the time. People have different rules and different boundaries that should be respected. Not to be some sort of fed, but I don't even know.
Like, I'm so glad he mentioned like talk to your landlord, like, and shit, because like I feel like in the near future, like that's
she came to an agreement with her neighbors or her building that she was going to be showing it off in this sort of way, shape, form, or fashion. There are places that even have harsh restrictions on filming, period, because people, creepos, can look out that background in that window, see exactly which apartment complex that is based off of mapping and the geographics in the background, and start to be vagrants and loiterers at the apartment complex in an attempt to see Jordan Lucas and any other celebrity, which ultimately disrupts the day-to-day life and actions of all the other people that are living in this apartment complex.
New York is an unlivable place for a content creator, because once you get to a certain size, it's brutal, bro. Niggas was camping outside the house in cars, trying to take flicks. Like, no cap, every time we came home, it was like a photo shoot, and we tried to keep it low-key. The penthouse was even worse, chat. By the third day, it was gatherings of people giving us merch, trying to ask us to take photos, giving us their IG. Once know where you live and it's not that hard to find it, they will stand outside your spot, bro.
I think right now streaming has a very, very...
See, you know why? You know, that's why I just had an epiphany. That's why low-key I want to like stream on some shit where it's like there's no set location for me. Like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. Nomadic life. Like, a nigga told me I was nomadic on some shit. That's funny. That's why it's like I want to build a community where none of this shit matters no more. Oh my gosh, I wanted that to be an edit soon. Like in the near future, looking back, I want somebody to make an edit out of this. And hopefully if I build a community that's like on some actual awareness, like I don't want none of this gathering bullshit. Like, and it's hard to say that because, like, you know, some people just want to see you. Of course, niggas just want to see Kai and shit. And Agent, nigga, I want to see you, Agent. Like, I want to chop it up with you, niggas. Probably, you feel me? But we're all, you feel me? We're all human. Like,
bad now, of course, you have your outliers. I think people.
So it's like you gotta, you feel me? You gotta just be appropriate, be respectful when it comes to this shit. Literally.
I think that Kai Cenat is probably a net positive in the world. I think they might think of some of the FaZe clan as like a net positive in this world, but ultimately they think that that's a positive from the computer aspect. They don't necessarily want to live around it or be around it or have it disrupt their day-to-day lives. And then when I think about all,
like, be like, instead of, obviously, I'm not gonna lie, it's easier said than done. But instead of going about it trying to get flicks that way, forcing flicks that way, I'm not gonna lie. If it's see, that's so weird. See, that's so weird, bro. That's so weird, bro. Being in the area, like, it's like, okay, it's one thing being in the area, but then once you see like other people being in the area and it's like you spam, like, no, nigga. If I can't get my, like, if I can't, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna do that shit. It's just so, like, it's such a hard thing. And it's like, some people don't have anything else but this. And it's hard to be like, oh yeah, just don't pull up on AJ or don't pull up on these niggas. But it's your favorite streamer, Speed.
All the IRL streamers that take things just a little bit too far and they disrupt people's natural lives. I could totally understand why people wouldn't want Twitch streamers, Kick streamers, or any sort of IRL or content streamers being around their places and spaces. Not only can it be potentially destructive in some situations, but it can also just be a nuisance. Like, I have my own place. I've paid a lot of money for my own place. I don't want these kids running up and down this hall and doing their own thing. And there are some realities for
that's why I gotta be like, low-key, I wish it was, I feel like there's a way to go about this. No, there's a way to go about this. I just
because some of their peers are doing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my mind, everybody's mind. Fuck, that's so selfish. That's why it's like, you gotta open up. There's a lot of people that probably think a certain way, but they can't because of certain focus, certain things they have to attend to. You know what I'm saying? However, what I was saying was just that. Because I'm trying to build this foundation and build up, it feels like I can't help with like actual solutions or actual shit. Like obviously, I'm not knowledgeable enough to help with like global, like you feel me, like unless I am, or unless I did have that potential and I wasted it. You know what I'm saying? You have to think like in order to have abundance, you have to think in abundance. So you can't have what you don't.
These destructive and disruptive things. They are causing property damage. They are wrecking and destroying other people's property. A lot of these streamers rent out Airbnbs or go to other people's establishments, and these content creators don't necessarily respect these places and spaces. And because there is such bad publicity, a lot of these good streamers are gonna have to face the ramifications and repercussions of what the people of their past did. Even if it means people are jumping to conclusions and kicking you out of a place and space that you're not doing anything bad in.
It's tough out here, chat. We've been getting iced out. Like, I feel like all the landlords in New York City probably got together in a big meeting of some sort, a cahoots, some would say, and they've made it very difficult for us to find a spot. Realistically, it's not that hard to research us blowing up our house, and that's just the way shit quick crumble, man. So hopefully that shit gets all figured out soon.
Hell, I can even remember my time working with AMP or any other IRL content creators and trying to carefully craft the perfect email or phone conversation in order to let them know that, hey, we're gonna respect your place and space. No, we're not like some of these other people.
You feel me? And like pulling up and shit. Like me, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like there's certain ways to go about it in appropriate ways and respectable ways. It's just I don't know. And that's what I'm trying to build. So if you're not with that shit, so unsubscribe, bro. Unsubscribe from my channel. I don't give a fuck. Unsubscribe from my channel.
People that are
unsubscribe from
property.
these niggas. They don't want that shit either. So unsubscribe from them niggas and unsubscribe from me and just go fucking watch some TikTok shit. Like nobody wants that shit.
And that we're gonna come in and we're gonna try to boost and amplify your business or whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna lie, especially back then, 99% of the time, I could not get it off. Now I think it must be much easier now because of the star that they've grown into. But it was so hard because streaming just had such a bad rap back then and it still has a bad rap today. Now with that being said, Jordan and any other...
And I wanna change that. I feel like you can outshine certain shit. Yeah.
Content creator that's going to streaming.
Fuck, bro. Niggas talking about. I keep saying I'm not gonna keep talking about like the shit I want to be on. I'm gonna keep talking about it while niggas is not watching me. Cause nigga, what the fuck is the point? Not
route. You have a responsibility on your own when it comes to being just forthcoming. Yeah, I know you're gonna get a lot of no's, but once you get that yes, the burden will just be lifted off your shoulders. And as streaming becomes more and more popular, I think the number of yeses will be more and more available. But the problem is when people don't become forthcoming with who they are dealing with when it comes to making these sorts of transactions. Try to ensure that the person that you're renting from, borrowing from, using their establishment, that, hey, I'm gonna do something for you. It's gonna be mutually beneficial because I don't wanna just be looked at as potentially destroying your property. I do have insurance. I have insurance that can cover your different things, different damages and stuff like that I may cause. Even if you don't plan on doing certain things that may cause damages, if I were to rent an apartment right now and I knew I was just gonna be behind the desk, but I also knew that I was gonna be a streamer, I would let them know up front, hey, I am gonna be streaming. This is some of my content. They're probably not gonna look at it either way, but I also do have insurance that covers up to this much because all they hear is streaming and they have their own mind going somewhere. But this insurance thing will just give you another level of security. I would also advise getting a house. I know that that's harder to do than, I'm saying, but this is also why content houses did exist and why I do think that they will be much, much more accepted going forward.
Thank you. I'm gonna comment after this. Thank you, Omizi. Like, this is the type of shit I want to be a part of.
I know that they have their ups and downs, their lefts and rights, but ultimately you have freedoms and liberties that a lot of other content creators don't have. I think this is
he has elf ears though. What the like, nigga? What is that in your jeans, nigga? Is that a thing? Is elves real, bro? Like, what is his ears, bro?
Lesson for Jordan and any other content creators and streamers that, hey, the public still does view you a certain way, but that doesn't mean that you can't do things to probably aid and protect and make that situation just be a little bit more seamless than how it is already. She'll bounce back. She'll land on her feet. Get that content house, Jordan. Go in there with Cleo and Deshae Frost and hell, even Zoe Spencer. They could be some of the first women that break the whole women streamer mold. I could already see her, Brooklyn Frost, Zoe Spencer, and fuck it, throw Senna Britton there, I guess. And Mari.
Wait, wait, they talking. He talking.
Yeah, throw Mari in there.
He talking. Not gonna lie, he talking.
Got enough money, bitch, give a fuck about it. All that niggas sending shots when what's up, though. Y'all bitch ass niggas in to get you on floor. That bitch begging and crying, she talking shit, though. Y'all, nigga, like, let me know. I got some shooters that take up your bitch. When I step in the house, I'm fitted up and bitch, I'm the king of this shit, nigga. Give me the throne.